enemies and my foes attack me, they will stumble and fall.
All right.
They might stumble and fall, but they will stumble and fall. But the enemy sees me, my heart will not fear. Though war break out against me, even then will I be confident. I'm still confident. Even when them folk try to roll up on me, when they try to gang up on me, I'm still confident. One thing that I have asked of the Lord, this is what I seek, that I may dwell in the house all the days of my life, to gaze upon the beauty of the Lord and to seek him in his temple. That's why so many of y'all came to church today, so you could gaze upon the beauty of God, so that you could see his beautiful face, so you could see the beautiful miracles that are going to come to your life. For in the day of trouble, he will keep me safe in his dwelling. He will hide me in the shelter of his tabernacle and set me high upon a rock. Then my head will be exalted above my enemies, above the enemies who surround me. At his tabernacle, the tabernacle, which is the church. At his tabernacle, which is this house in 867 South Parkway East. And his tabernacle, and his tent, as one version says, I will sacrifice with shouts of joy. Oh my God, we're going to shout at the end, y'all. We're going to shout sacrifices of joy. And I'm going to tell you why we're going to sacrifice. I will sing and make music to the Lord. Then going to the lead verse, fight the good fight of faith. Take hold of the eternal life which you were called when you made your good confession in the presence of many enemies. Touch your neighbor, say neighbor. Neighbor. Come on, y'all. Now I know we are contenders, and contenders are not ashamed. Touch your neighbor, say neighbor. Neighbor. Y'all the 11 o'clock crowd, so you got to get a little bit more energy. Come on now, y'all step in late. Y'all missed it at 8 o'clock, so we can't till 11. Y'all should have a little bit more energy, amen. So touch your neighbor, say neighbor. Neighbor. Fight on. Come on, touch your neighbor, say neighbor. Neighbor. Fight on. Fight on. Fight on. Fight on. Fight on. We could really just stay right there, just fight on, man. I know it's hard, but you got to fight on. I know it ain't easy, but you got to fight on. Now, when we look at life, sometimes we are fighting. Fighting against enemies, fighting against foes, and sometimes even fighting against friends. And sometimes in our lives, the fight seems to be trying to take us out. Many times, the fight will consistently spend time trying to beat us down. And as I told the crowd at 8 o'clock service, the fight is really yours, but you really can get what God has promised you, which is really victory. But many times what the fight will do is it will attack your mind, your body, and your spirit. It'll attack your heart too. See, it'll start making you hate folk who talk bad about you. It'll start making you hate your boss because you feel like he ain't treat you or she's not treating you right. The enemy will take a toll on your body so that when you start fighting against the imps and the strays and the people in your life, when you start fighting, your body gets tired. You don't want to go on anymore. You don't want to keep going. You want to stop. You want to take a break. You don't want to sit up here and fight. You're tired of talking about God because it seems like God ain't showing up. You're tired of trying to carry your Bible everywhere because it seems like that sword really ain't doing what it's supposed to do. You're really tired of fighting. And it'll even take a toll on your mind, because when your mind comes to your mind, sometimes the enemy will come into your mind and say, no, you can't do it. Why are you fighting? God ain't showing up. Now he showed up, ain't going to show up then. And how in the world you think God going to help you make it through this situation? But as a contender of the faith, you must remember what faith you are defending. Now, many times you see folk, contending in a boxing match, contending on the basketball court. And yeah, you saw LeBron James contending real well on the bench in game 2. Game 1, I'm sorry. I'm just saying, I just threw a little salt or shade at LeBron James. You can see people defending real well. But when you have to realize what faith you're defending. All right. And who you're defending. Because once you remember whose faith you're defending and what faith you're defending, then you will be willing to defend the faith. The beginning of this particular text shows us, it says, the Lord is my light and my salvation.
All right.
Whom shall I be afraid? The Lord is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Now, I really could have stayed there because, when we look at this particular text, it shows you why you should be willing to fight on. God is your light and your salvation. That means that in those dark times, in those dark moments, in those dark instances, God will guide you with his light. And he's your salvation, that when you get knocked down, when you fall down, because you will fall down, you will fall down, that God is your salvation. So I might be knocked down, but I'm not knocked down. All right. Okay. And the Lord is the stronghold of my life, meaning that God has given me some strength. I got enough strength in me that even when I fall and God picks me back up, that you can't make me fall back down again, because God has picked me and put in me some strength. Now, I could have stayed there. I could have easily stayed there and talked about contenders of the faith, focusing on that. But what God really revealed to me was in Psalm 27, 2 through 6. The first thing that God really reveals to us through verse 2, God says, you can fight on because you can recall your past triumphs. Whoa. You can recall your past triumphs. Now, I do agree with the young people. I believe that was Keela that said, yeah, you do need to look at the video of your defeats, because your defeats do teach you some things. But sometimes you can look at your defeats, and your defeats can defeat you even more. Your defeats can break you down even more. Your defeats can tear you down even more. But sometimes when you take a look back at the tape when God brought you out before, when you can think about how God helped you before, when you think about how God blessed you before,
all right,
when you think about how God helped you before, I wish I had a few folk that could just look back over their lives
all
and
right,
God helped them before. Well, if you need some examples of God keeping for, he gave Noah the victory over the flood. He gave Abraham and Sarah the victory over infertility. He gave David the victory over Goliath. He gave Moses the victory over the Egyptians. And he sure enough gave Jesus the victory over death, hell, and the grave. And sure enough, if he can do it for them, he sure enough can do it for you. Well, maybe you ought to think about your life. Maybe you should think about how you were sick and you felt like you couldn't get well, but now here you are sitting at St. Andrew A.M.E. Church. Maybe you could think about how God you didn't have a job, but now all of a sudden here comes this job. Maybe you can remember when you couldn't pay that bill once before, but God allowed your lights to stay on. Maybe the young people can help me. Can y'all remember when God blessed you before? When you failed that class or you failed that grade and you still made it through the semester? Are there any young folk in the house that can remember when you got knocked down? Somebody talked about you, they ridiculed you, but somehow you still say, I'm still fine, baby. I'm still good looking. I still look good. Is there anybody here that can remember when God gave you the victory once before? So not only does God say you can fight on through David, you can fight on because you can recall your triumphs. But God also says you can fight on because you've retained your trust in God. Though an army besiege me, my heart will not fear. Though war break out against me, even then will I be confident. Many times doubt comes into our lives, frequently, all the time. Seem like stuff ain't going well. Seem like things ain't happening. Seem like things ain't going when we want them to go. Doubt plagues our mind. Doubt plagues our mindset. Doubt plagues our mentality. Doubt can even translate, if it goes from your mind, then it can go to your heart. See, when the doubt goes from your mind to your heart, and in your heart, you'll kind of say, well, I think I love this person. I think I care about this situation. I think I care about fighting on, but it really didn't translate to, I really just hate this fight. I hate fighting. I really don't like fighting. Why in the world am I contending? And then it can translate even to your body, because then you will say, well, I just give up. I don't care anymore. I'm tired of walking. I'm tired of going. I'm tired of praying. It doesn't seem like nothing is happening. But if you thought about it, God, if you remember, David says, though war break out against me, even will I be confident. What is he confident in? He's confident in God's faithfulness. He remembered that God saw him through this battle with Goliath when he trusted him. And I can even hear David moving a little bit further saying, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. Acknowledge him and he will direct your path. What is David confident in? He's confident in that when I'm afraid, I put my trust in you, Lord. And God, whose word I praise. And God, I trust, am not afraid. If I trust in God, the scripture says, what can mere mortals do to me? So if I trust God to come in my life, if I trust that God will continue to be God like he was before, if he did it before, then he sure enough can do it again. If I trust it, then what in the world can these silly humans, these silly mortals do to take me out? That's what a contender believes. But more importantly, some folk will trust in chariots. Some folk will trust in the horses. What does that really mean? Some of y'all gonna trust in material things. Some of y'all gonna trust in money. But Lord have mercy, a contender will trust in the Lord. So not only can we fight on because we can recall our triumphs, we remember your victories. Not only can you triumph, not only can you fight on because you retained your trust in God, but you can fight on also because you respected your time with God. One thing I ask from the Lord, this do I only seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to gaze upon the beauty of the Lord and to seek him in his temple. Amen. Time is of the essence in our lives. Time is very important to many of us. We spend so much time, youth, on video games. We spend time not reading books. We spend time sometimes watching TV. Adults, we spend time focusing on drama. We sometimes spend time focusing on our negative aspects. But how many of you have you really spent some time with God?
All right.
Now, when I say time with God, I'm not talking about what you do between 11 a.m. on a Sunday morning and 1 p.m.
All right.
I'm talking about what you do outside the church. How many of you spend some true time with God? I'm talking about you wearing your knees out on a Saturday night. Are you wearing your knees out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? You in the presence of God in your car on your way to work. That person cussing you out and you still dwelling in the presence of God.
All right.
You have really spent some time with God. And when you spend that time with God, God can reveal some things. God can give you some hope. God can give you some comfort. But what this text really shows is that God can give us some beauty. It says to gaze upon the beauty
All right.
of the Lord. The reason why I cannot help but to do this every time I think about it. The beauty of the Lord. When you think about how beautiful something is, sometimes You just want to stand there and be in its presence. When you go to a museum and you see something that you are attracted to, sometimes you just want to be in its presence. When you are with that woman or you're with that man and she is fine as all get out,
all right,
as good looking as all get out, then sometimes you just want to be in his presence. But if we start to think about God and his beauty, or when we start to look at the sky, when we start to look at the sun, when we start to look at our lives and how beautiful we are, just to gaze in the beauty of the Lord, I can fight on because I'm gazing at your beauty, Lord. I'm gazing at the beauty of a miracle. I'm gazing at the beauty of a breakthrough. Lord, I'm gazing at the beauty of victory. Lord, I fight on because I can gaze at your beauty. But not only that, it says to seek him in his temple. Now, seeking him in his temple. When you seek God in his temple, you're not coming to church for form or fashion. You're not coming to church just to show off your new clothes. In the wintertime, women, you're not coming to church to show off your new mink. When you're coming to church, when you're coming to seek him, when you're going to seek something, you're going there to get something. All right. So when I come to seek God, I'm coming to get something from God. God, when I come to seek you, I come to seek your presence. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and live righteously. God, I come to seek you so that I can get all these things added to me. God, I come seeking your presence so that you can reveal to me that the enemy might come to steal, kill, and destroy me. But God, you came that I might have life. All right. God, I came to seek you and seek your guidance, God, so that when the enemy comes and tries to tear me out and I feel fearful, I can say to you, for God, you can say to me, I ain't give you the spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. God, I come to seek you so that I can get something from you. I can get some comfort. I can get some love. I can get some folk. And also I come to seek you so I can be surrounded by some folk who are willing to be contenders. I feel like St. Andrew is one of them churches that's got folk who've been fighting, but they can support you in contending in your battle. So, not only can we fight on because we retain our trust in God, not only can we fight on because we triumph in God, and not only can we fight on because we respect our time in God, but the last thing that this text really says is we fight on so we can receive our reward from God. For in the day of trouble, he will keep me safe in his dwelling. He will hide me in the shelter of his sacred tent and set me high upon a rock. Then my head will be exalted above the enemies who surround me. Fighting can get old, fighting can get tiring, fighting can get worrisome. It can take a toll on your body, and especially when it does not seem like results are coming. That's why you see a lot of people in their training state in the first few weeks of training and getting in order, getting their bodies in order. Folk will give up and quit on fighting or training or losing weight because they're not seeing the effects. And sometimes we are still humans. As I told the people at 8 o'clock, I said we are humans. And God knows that human inclination can be to easily give up. Sometimes it's easy to give in. It's easier to give up. But sometimes you have to remember that there's a reward in your obedience. The Bible says here in this particular text, he will hide me in the shelter of his sacred tent and set me high upon a rock. Meaning that God, even while I'm fighting on, God will put me up top. God will make me the head and not the tail. God will make me above and not beneath. God will ensure that I am on top of the world. God will give me the reward, the top prize, the first place, because I am obedient and fighting on. And then my head will be exalted above the enemies who surrounded me. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't want to feel inferior to anybody. I want to feel like I'm superior. I want to feel special. I want to know that God knows me by my name. I want to know that God understands my fight and my battle. So I need to know, is there anybody in here that believes that when you fight on, that God will reward you for your fight? That no matter how long you fight, no matter how long it takes, God will reward you. God will exalt you. God will put you above. God will make you the head. Somebody say, God will.
God will
reward me.
Reward me.
And that's why I like what the old saints say. Well done, thy good and faithful servant. Well done, thy good and faithful servant. You've been faithful over a few fights. I said you've been faithful over a few fights. You've been fighting for a long time. You've been battling for a long time. You've been going for a long time. So come on up and let me give you your reward. But what I really like is when you look in Galatians, it says, let's not get tired of doing good. Let's not get tired of fighting the good fight.
All right.
What is the good fight? It's when you go out and defend your faith. It's when folk try to talk about your God. You can stand up for your God. Fighting the good fight. What is the good fight? When you actually can stay and acknowledge God in your life. You ain't ashamed. You ain't scared. You don't care who around you. You still gonna acknowledge God. But as I close, the last thing that the Bible shows us is that we fight on now. After us fighting on, the last thing we got to do is release. At his sacred tent, I will sacrifice shouts of joy. I will sing and make music to the Lord. Now y'all previewed it at the beginning of the sermon. We really previewed what we're supposed to do. I said so many times we get things bottled up inside of us. That's why you have those moments where you just have a mean outburst of praise to God because you got stuff just bottled up in you. But I wish I had a few folk who know that God's going to give you the victory. I wish I had a few folk who knew that God would bless you. I wish I had a few folk who knew that God would make a way for you. I wish I had a few folk who knew that it's time to release something to God. And it says that while we're in his sacred tent, that means that while we're in his sacred house, we ought to release a shout of joy for the victory that God is going to give us. So no matter what your situation is, no matter what your issue is, no matter how bad you've been battling, no matter how long you've been battling, it's time for you, my brother, to release. Release a shout of praise. Release a shout of victory. Release a shout of glory. Is there anybody at St. Andrew, 867 South Parkway East, who's been battling, who's been fighting on, that wants to release to God a shout of praise? Is there anybody in here that wants to release a shout of joy? Because when I start to think about the goodness of Jesus, when I start to think about how you brought me over, when I start to think about how you made a way out of nowhere, when I start to think about my issues and how they didn't defeat me, I might as well release a shout of joy. And fight the enemy. It don't matter what they say about me. I'm still gonna